and welcome to today's graphic design tip of the day. For today's tip, I'm going to show you how to vectorize a graphic. So any flat image that you have that is a simple form, simple values or colors, you're going to be able to use this method. For example, if you're hired by a client that has a logo that they have created and it's no longer vector, but you need to adjust something of it, you can do this method. You can also, if you find a simple form, something that you want to quickly turn to vector to use in one of your designs, this is going to be a great function for you. So you can see in our example today that I drew this quick hedgehog. Each of these pieces are different pieces that I drew to put together, and I would be able to go back with my direct selection tool, move and adjust any of those or change the colors. But you don't always have that because you have a graphic that is flat. So here is a screenshot of that same image, and I'm going to turn this one into a vector so I can do all the same things that I had on my original. On Illustrator, on your properties menu, so over here on the right hand side, you're going to see your image trace option. If I chose default, it's going to turn it into a black and white image, so that might be what you're going for, or if your graphic is already just a silhouette or simply black and white, you can choose that. But for ours, we have about 6 colors in this image, so I'm going to choose the 6 color option here. And if you give it a second, it is currently vectorizing the image that we have. Now it doesn't look like anything happened, but it did turn this into a vector image. So if I go to the expand option on my properties menu and then click ungroup, click off of it anywhere and select my background, you can see that now the background is a separate piece. I can delete that. And then I can also go back into my shape and adjust anything that I want. So for example, if I wanted to maybe move one of his spines down here, maybe the client wanted this one to be a little bit longer, I can go in and adjust those anchor points or do whatever I want to with the colors. When you are done with your image, I would definitely recommend grouping it back together by selecting the whole thing and clicking ungroup. That way I can maneuver it wherever I want without losing any of the items that I have attached to it. And then also if you want to put this on another graphic with a transparent background, you can always save it as a PNG or a TIFF file. And if you don't have Illustrator, you can also do the same process using Gravit Designer. It's a free program. You can see I have that same graphic opened up here. To do it in Gravit Designer, it's just modify, going down to path, and over to vectorize image. There's only one option here. It doesn't have the multicolor option and it doesn't have the default. So this one did a very, very similar job turning it into a vector image. If I right click on that, I can ungroup my selection just like I did before. And now I can click on that background. You can see that's a separate piece and remove that. I can adjust anything that I want to with my sub-select or what would be the direct selection tool in Illustrator, or use my pen tool to add or delete any anchor points. Again, when I'm done, I would grab the whole thing and group that back together. And if you do want to save it as an image that you can bring onto another document with no background, PNG or TIFF is a great way to save it. I hope you enjoyed today's graphic design tip of the day.